Hello guys. Yeah, you guys are so amazing. You guys must give a clap to all the teachers here. Yeah, my name is Siphiwe Ngwenya, and I come from Maboneng Township at 4th Avenue, number 63. My mom still makes fat cakes. And I'm also married. Anyway, but I'm very happy about what is happening here because it's much bigger than students. It's actually more about the teachers, you know, because you guys are so kosher, you know, you're so powerful. I had amazing teachers. Since sub A, I had great teachers. There's no teacher that I hated at all. I love them all. Even those ones that gave me problems, I like them so much. But yeah, I just want to play this thing first. And I think I'm playing this more for the students, right? Because it's very important. No, I don't need sound, it's fine. This is in Antarctica, in the South Pole. I don't know if you can see it there with the light on the screen, but this screen is much better. Basically what you're seeing in there is a friend of mine sitting in a mobile unit which powers heaters, which powers our cameras, which we built here in South Africa and we took it to the South Pole. And I didn't go to university. I finished in matric. I did not want to go to university on purpose. Not because of anything, but because I had an inkling in me that just wanted to do stuff fully. What you're looking at is a group of people basically looking at a machine that we built as artists, that we built with engineers, scientists, architects, and this is what we call art science. Everything that I've learned about it through the arts. From electricity, from psychology, social science, all of that other stuff that I'm not good at, I learned about it through the arts. Even maths, even science. I've got documentaries, films of science, you know, films of numbers, you know. I collect them so much because I learned more from them. Not to say that I didn't learn it from my teachers, but I learned a lot from that. And basically what you're looking at is, on the right is our small unit that we built. 8 people could sit in there, and as soon as we wrench our wind turbine up, it would start spinning. And we'd power up our kettles and make tea inside this machine. We'd power up our cameras and shoot the same thing that we're doing now. We'd have a heater, we were warm inside there, and we were very relaxed. You know, we had cool drinks that we could just put on the ice, and they could just get cold in a minute. But the most important thing is that this thing was on sleds like this, and you could pull it with a skudu. We took those sleds off, we put it on wheels, and we brought it to Maboneng Township. We made the whole thing roadworthy with left and right signs. And we took it to Maboneng Township, to all my schools that I went to. And all my teachers loved me so much. And we had students that were learning renewable energy. And while we were going to Antarctica, to the South Pole, they were following our blog and following exactly what we were doing. And they were so happy to see us come back and use this machine and power up their own DJ booth systems using this machine, driving it all around Alexandra. And I had to learn how to take geysers. That's a geyser on the bottom right-hand side. We took a geyser, opened it up in the top, and we used it to turn ice into hot water. That's the machine. We use these hydrothermal panels. And I'm not a scientist. This is the first time I found out about hydrothermal panels, and that I could actually open up a geyser and use it to change ice into hot water. So this was very important for me because that showed me that it's not about really school or university. It's actually about you. It's actually about you and how you link with other people, because that's the big thing. You know, you're not going to get a job just from your boss or whatever, because it's all because you know them. And it's not like, hey, it's all this thing of nepotism or whatever. You have to know people, and you have to have this black book. I've got a book. This is my little black book, yeah? So everywhere I go, even if I hear a language from Congo, they speak Lingala, and it sounds exactly like Zulu, I'll write it down here. And I always remember it because it's always here. And this will always increase my black book, and you always meet different people that I'll just connect to different things. What you're seeing here is a group of people from all across South Africa who are doing wind turbine studies. Some of them are actually gangsters from Mitchell's Plain, yeah, who are now head of departments for the National Department of Public Works, yeah. And these guys were coming to us and saying, you guys are young, we want you guys, we want to make sure that you guys are cool when you come here. We don't want you being laughed at by the scientists who are doing all the crazy research and whatever. At the end of the day, our experiment was the only research experiment that could take all the other scientists out into the field, because there was no other mobile base station that could power up things inside Antarctica. I'm only showing you this just to boost curiosity, because this is very important for you. This is not though what I came to speak about. I came to speak about and I'll just put it on there. In 2001, when I came out of matric, I did not want to go to university, as I said. And I had promised my mom that I would. I'd promised my dad that I would. They struggled to get whatever cents that they could put up and try to pay for some registration fee. I went to vets, and it was not, I mean, the first day that I went to try to register, for me, as a person who I was, I mean, lots of people should go to school. I mean, I work with university professors every single day because of who I am and what I want to do in my life. So I wouldn't discourage it. But after school, I didn't go there, and I decided to take my artworks that I had done to a gallery called Goodman. And they basically told me that they've got a 2-year waiting period so that they could showcase works of anybody. So my whole thing was, I can't wait for that long, because I have to do something that's going to make me happy. So I went back to my street in Maboneng Township, and I turned my homes of friends of my mother's, like my whole entire block, I basically turned it into an entire gallery. And we have now like 23 homes in Alexandra Township, in Matateni Township, in KwaZulu-Natal, in Gugulethu Township, in Cape Town, working as galleries that function to host public arts festivals, just like this one. And I think I'll just, it also doesn't need volume, but I do annual exhibitions in Alexandra Township since 2001. And Alexandra Township was called Dark City before, but now it's called Maboneng, because it is the place of the lights, actually. And you won't find Soweto Maboneng, you won't find Deep Kloof Maboneng, or Tembisa Maboneng, or Deep Sloot Maboneng. But what we do is that each and every single home is not a flea market, so you don't find these like craft things or whatever. We literally, this is my personal gallery. I've never exhibited works in any other gallery. All my works have sold from this house. These are my works. I paint people who are from shebeens, who look like they're alcohol-ridden, and I change their countenance and make them look like kings with hair made out of flowers and birds eating from it and things like this. But the most important thing is I work with about, per exhibition, I work with about 130 people who work as tour guides, who work as security guards, who actually look after the homes. Homeowners become gallery owners, and the value of the township that we live in becomes higher. This is very important, right? Because we're only going to school to make our homes in our townships much higher. We want to make the places that we live in the economic centers, and the arts can be the place that will go to innovation, that will lead to chemistry, that will lead to gardening, and lead to all these things, architecture. You can only do this by understanding what the arts are, and loving the arts, and viewing the arts, and seeing them all the time. I'm going to sort of come, thank you very much. I'll stop in time. This drawing that you're seeing here, that's my block in Alexandra Township. We've now actually made a permanent arts route. There are 10 homes here, and they all have stars. Can I say something here? Okay, I'll just speak loud. This is where we make fat cakes with my mom. It's called Queen's Fat Cake Palace. The guy who designed this whole thing stays in this house here. This is my block. And nobody can tell my block that this block is not a gallery. Everybody here really takes up the value of what the arts are and what the arts mean to them. And this is very important for us because it keeps the art safe. When we paint the walls here, you won't find any doodles on those walls. The artwork stays there for ages. yeah, because the people are now starting to respect the artwork. And all these stars here represent the different places where the artworks are. And people can actually buy tickets at a chicken shop called Kiramunda. This guy used to buy our first art pieces in 2002, but he's allowed us to sell tickets. So you can be able to walk throughout the entire route and go to people's houses and not take photos like they're animals, but respect them like they're actual gallery owners who are very important to the culture, because most of the things that come here express what's going on in Alexandra, express what we think of other townships, express also things that are happening outside of the townships, which we want to take out. We've got University of Johannesburg, Faculty of Arts Architecture. Every single month, they take first, second, third, and fourth year students to fill up these homes and stock them up. We've got artists that don't want to sometimes create work as quickly as they're supposed to, but to compete with other students who are coming from university, who are accepting the same space as something that they can use to showcase and see things that will change people's lives. Our artists who are here now take out their artworks from under their beds that they, you know, didn't want to show anybody. Now they're actually doing work that they couldn't do before as quick as they're supposed to do it. This is my primary school called MC Whaler Primary School in Alexandra Township. We've built our first gallery there in Alexandra Township. This gallery functions at the bottom. It's an arts library, you know, arts archive. So you can actually even download documentaries of Basque, of artists who will teach you to think out of your box, you know, because you can be a psychologist or whatever, but if you don't understand the little things of what the arts do and why the arts are important, then you won't be able to communicate so many things outside. The arts are so important because they help us to communicate. And the top part here, that's our gallery where we exhibit most of our things. This part here. And then we have installations that go up there too. So we have exhibitions annually that go in all these provinces. And what you see here is a street line. All the green spots are all the homes in Gugulethu, which we host gallery exhibitions in, just like the video that you saw. And these are the homeowners, yeah? These homeowners are the curators. They are gallery owners. They are not just those guys that sit and there's no job coming through. So you can't get in there if you don't pay. It's very serious for them. We've got things where galleries are now starting to adopt homes, where you get into a home and the gallery, that home is called by the gallery which is outside in town. Because people are tired also of going to these other places, which are just white walls and things like this. But what I like about this and why I think I put these pictures here is to show how happy the mothers are, yeah? Because these are the actual real teachers also. When people are complaining, hey, kids in school are not doing this, this is the first teacher, yeah? You guys, the teachers here are the secondary teachers. You can't teach what this mother can teach in the house. It's very huge, and this is why I thought I should put this in the presentation, because they really start to understand why the kids must go to art, why the kids must think creatively, why the kids must think outside of the box. Because you'll think outside of the box by yourself, but if your parents don't support you, you'll act like a rebel all your life, and sometimes you'll do rebel decisions, which is not a good thing. So you do need that type of support, you know? And I mean, this gallery was taken by Great Mall Studios, and these are amazing art pieces which are not flea market type things, you know? And yeah, basically, I think that's what I'd like to share with you. And these are some of the volunteers from Gugulethu who work with me, and some of the mothers also who make sure that the things happen properly. And yeah, in closing, I'd like to say thank you.